Sarah Summerwell, and I will be playing Harper Pitt.
And I'm Matt Smith, and I will be playing Joe Pitt. For me, Joe is really the kind of person who inherently struggles with his faith, what he is as a human and what it means to be faithful, while at the same time trying to keep that definition within the boundaries of his faith.
I need to change. I do want company for whatever.
Harper is a role, despite her agoraphobia, despite the fact that she has a very troubled marriage, despite the fact that she is addicted to Valium, she has a lot of strength. And that is something that has always drawn me to her.
I think one of the hardest things for acting in general, particularly when you're acting as a couple, is trying to establish a relationship that mimics years of experience. How do you act 5 years of life with someone?
The moments where the relationship is falling apart, I find that I hit home the thought that love is always at the crux of every relationship, or at least as actors we have to find that as a through line. And in some of the most painful moments, it's been wonderful to discover that even though there is anger and confrontation and pain, there's still a love and connection between these characters that you can't let go of amidst even some of the most hurtful dialogue.
And I think the hardest part for Joe in the play is that he doesn't have someone that he's willing to open up to until the end when he sort of starts a relationship with Lewis.
There is so much goodness in this show amongst the pain and chaos that I think we can all identify. The more I work on this show, the more gratitude I have for those moments in life where you realize part of what Kushner was saying is we can be each other's saviors.
It's really easy to play something that you agree with. One of the challenging things, and you said this in rehearsal, it's so hard to play something that is so exactly opposite of your own belief system. Millennium is done just on its own. But I think the actual story, to get all of the detail, you need to see both parts.
Seeing parts 1 and 2 is an epic commitment to a vast piece of American theater.
It's so worth it. To see the finish of all of the arcs that are created from Millennium into Perestroika is it's worth every minute as an audience member.
All of the characters continue their journeys, and I would be lying if I didn't say that part of the payoff is that final monologue I get at the end of part 2 and finish this 6.5-hour piece of art.
Part 1's the easy one for me. If one is easy and one is hard, they're not. They're both extremely difficult. Part 2, I'm excited to explore a human's life that I myself have never experienced. Joe has a really interesting trajectory. He's one of the only characters who doesn't really get a happy ending. He reverts. He goes on this amazing journey to find who he is and then falls back apart. Joe is still back to square one. And that is a part of a character not often seen.
Might I also add, in part 1 I get to go to Antarctica, but in part 2 I get to go to heaven.